So I ran over here to Honda real quick. Pick up the MSO on my new scooter. I'd love to have one of these things, something I can take off road, like this monster over there. Something I can take off road and go thrashing around. I think it'd be fun, especially on a two-seater configuration. It'd probably be fun, but I can't afford it. These things are already pretty expensive to have two of these, but I'm gonna enjoy it. But I got him to get me a tank of fuel because when I bought it was the end of the day and the fuel pumps were locked, so he filled me up. It's only probably put 1.8 gallons in it, so it's not like it was too big of a deal. Now we're gonna go for a little bit of a ride and then probably have to head back over to the house. We'll see. But I love this scooter, man. I really tell you. So this is called Discharge Bay. And this is the nuclear power plant here in Russellville. The second unit uses a cooling tower, but the first unit uses this bay to cool it. So this water here in this bay is usually extremely hot in the summertime, 80, 90 degrees sometimes. And in the winter, it stays 60, 70 degrees sometimes. Really just depends, obviously, the exact air temperature and whatnot. But the temperature is held in all the way to the mouth because the main channel of the river is over there quite a ways. And they suck their water in from the whole other side, way on the other side of the bay, and it discharges here. So the intake and the outlet's nowhere near each other, so the temperatures aren't mixing. But this is the place to come in the wintertime if you want to come fishing, because the fish will be biting all year because the water is so damn warm. Right now, I doubt there's almost any fish in here. They're probably all went back out into the channel. I've come out here several times and people are like, don't even bother fishing over here. There's no point. There's nothing here. And sure shit, they're right. But this is pretty cool. I've always gotten a kick out of how close we are to this nuclear plant here. One of these days, I want to set up a time lapse of the steam coming out of the tower too. I did one last night, but just not for very long. I don't know if you can hear those gunshots. There's a shooting range over there too. Grabbing lunch for Ashley and I. Perfect. Thank you. Tito's tacos. So good. I got her a quesadilla and I got me a burrito. And it's relatively inexpensive compared to just about anything else you get around here. So up here, this is Darnell Rock. Darnell Rock's been a landmark since the dawn of time. The Indians used to use it as a landmark. The Confederate soldiers and the Union soldiers had a skirmish here, which is what that landmark is. But the river used to be right here, and these rocks used to be just barely underwater. And then this rock jetted out amongst the natural landscape, make it a big landmark for travelers. Those guys right there are drift fishing in the current coming out of the power plant. If you want to bank fish, this is a pretty damn good area to bank fish. But this is one of the most known places here. Oh, there's a barge in the dam, or in the lock, I mean. One of the most known places in Russellville in general. And the other side's Lock and Dam Park, which you'll see as well from the other side, from Lock and Dam itself. But very beautiful area. So this is the lock part of the Lock and Dam. The river is pretty wide, and then this is all the Lock and Dam Park. This park's really cool. There's a disc golf course on the other side, There's soccer fields, there's volleyball courts, there's pavilions, there's bathrooms, tennis, basketball. Most of the people over here come and play basketball. Places for kids to run. There's a little amphitheater. There's a big boat ramp that goes down too. So this used to be Norristown way back in the mid 1800s, and right across from here is Dardanelle Rock. So this used to be where the ferry was that went from Norristown to Dardanelle. That's Dardanelle Rock right there. And that was the main geographical feature of this area. But the ferry went from this ramp to that pier that's across the way. And that's where the Civil War battle and everything happened that you saw a little bit earlier. But you can launch a boat ramp right here. I think that's I think that might be a beaver. And then that's downstream of the dam. But I want to stay here. It's super nice. And then the other state park is also super nice. There's Ashley. So the start of the disc golf's right there, directly across from the tennis courts. I hear they usually have the lights going on the tennis courts all the time, like you can push a button and turn them on. But they've been saying lately they haven't been turning them on. And then they have tennis ball or basketball courts here. These are real popular all the time. Up here is where you can see the top of the lock and dam. And apparently this used to be the place to come drink in like the late 70s, early 80s. And it's just beautiful up here. You can see the lock right there, and then the dam. So this is Dardanelle Lake State Park. This is where you can camp at and everything. That's the main pavilion. They got all kinds of stuff in there. Really worth going and seeing when they're open. This is the fishing pier, and then like the main dock, or the main boat ramp and the jetty for the main boat ramps here. But when they have all the fishing tournaments, it's held at this fishing pavilion. They have a couple of giant tournaments every single year, and this place is just packed with people. So there's bathrooms and everything in there as well. Tons of boat parking, tons of overflow boat parking. But that's the main ramp, and we'll circle back over to that. There's actually a ton of people on the lake right now. I think they're having a fishing tournament this weekend, so I'm willing to bet all these guys are out practicing. But this is overflow parking for boats, and then back behind me towards the entrance there's more overflow parking for boats. But during a big tournament, this place is just packed. There's trucks everywhere. This is the swim area. There's two people swimming right now. It's buoyed off too. There's a jetty here you can walk out on. A lot of people come and take prom pictures and everything out here. I take a sunset time lapse like I just posted today, actually. And then the main part of the river and the lake, river channel over on that far side. This is the main, and then this is the main boat ramp here. They actually have a harbor and a place you can rent slips at. There's a whole bunch of sailboats in the water here that people rent, covered and uncovered. I'm hoping to have a sailboat out here one of these days, but I gotta make a lot more money first. So this is the harbor here. There's about 5 sailboats that are currently for sale right now. It's not too bad, a couple grand a year to rent a slip. And then a ton of people come out right here in this area and set up hammocks and sit and fish. People fish just about everywhere. There's some right there. And then they have a place they work on boats. They call it a marina. I'm from the coast, so I call it a harbor. It's the most popular area by far. So the bathroom and showers are right here. So 28 and 29, 30 is right across from the bathroom. Oh. And then the marina's right here. But you can rent boats and kayaks and stuff like that at that marina, by the way. Then kind of the little bit less nice areas over there, across the way. No bathrooms and everything over there, so you'd have to walk all the way over to that side to go use the bathroom. It'd be quite a walk. So the dump station's right here, free to use. You can dump out your camper. There used to be somebody's house here, because this never was a lake. This was farm fields and a little bayou. So this house used to just kind of overlook a whole bunch of farmland. William Lovely. So Space 16 is about the best one ever, I think. Right on the corner, it's beautiful. Got his house from 1750 to 1817. Right in that spot. And this is my personal favorite spot. It's called Sunset Point. It's where I like to take most of my time lapses at. Because right at sunset, this is about the most beautiful area you can come to. So they have a little boat ramp here and a pretty shallow launch. But you can walk down here and you can fish in this whole area. And you want to talk about just beautiful. And I really want a boat so I can go out on this lake and fish. And I want a sailboat actually, but I can fish from a sailboat. Can't get a lot more beautiful than this, especially when this is about 7 minutes from my house. This used to be the center of town. This was the train station, and then right here there used to be a grand hotel where this parking lot used to be at, and this was the center of life here at Russellville. It's driven by this railroad track and the trains and everything. Now this is like a pavilion and they have all kinds of stuff. We came over here on the 4th of July. You can watch that vlog. They had music and everything here. So they have all the events, the farmers market, anything that kind of happens in Russellville is usually held right here. And they also call this the downtown district. So you can drink a container or a beer that's in a very specific container. It's just a plastic 16-ounce cup is all. But there's 3 places that it's allowed to serve beer here. And you can walk around with an open container here legally in this area. And they outlined it all. And then they sent the special cups and all that kind of stuff to all the places that sell beer. But that hotel used to be right here. And that hotel apparently was the center of everything. Grand Hotel, something or other. Fat Daddy's Barbecue's right here. Everyone says it's about the best food in town. This is the I love Russellville sign. That's why I usually take all the pictures and stuff at the scooter club that I run here in town. They I took in front of there. The casino they're trying to build has a little office over here. There's a cupcake place. There's a drugstore that's been around since like the 1800s. But that's legends. They're trying to build a casino here, if it'll ever happen. C&D drugstore, which is the oldest drugstore in this area. There used to be a ton of more stuff here, but you know, they still have all the old signs. Furniture store's been there forever. Jackalope bicycle shop, boutiques, just kind of a bunch of things to hang out. But this is where they usually set up the banners and stuff, like when the people came through for the they were driving their old cars across the country. They set it up here. This is Old Bank. Old Bank just switched hands with somebody new, but it's one of the oldest bars in town. But this is kind of the heart of Russellville, where everything is taking place, is usually in these couple of blocks. So that's my tour of Russellville. I didn't have a lot going on today, and I didn't really know what to put on the vlog. So I just kind of snapped all that together to kind of show you where I live and why I live here. It's pretty crudely shot because I took the whole thing on the scooter. Because the scooter is about the biggest thing in my life right now. So I figure I might as well zip around on it and kind of show you the stuff that I would show. So like if my dad or my parents or something finally came to visit, which they're never going to do, if I were to take them around to all these places, those are the places I'd probably take to them first if we only had just a couple of hours. I'd probably take them over to Lynn's and get something to eat. I'd probably take them to Old South, which just recently burned down. Maybe go over to Brangus Steakhouse. Maybe go over to Conway or Little Rock or something like that too. But if I had a boat, that's the one thing I would definitely do, is I would take somebody out on a boat and show them everything. So yeah, that's the vlog for the day. We might go riding a little bit later, but we'll just have to see. Which one to get? Wonder if I should go to the supply store and buy a gallon instead of these little bottles. Well, we are finishing up at Walmart. One downside of riding a scooter or a motorcycle is walking around with these things. See? I have to carry them everywhere we go. And she just got way too excited over thin multicolored highlighters.
That's what that is.
No, that's what that is.
Okay, well, I want these.
Alright, can you buy it yourself?
No, you're going to buy them for me.
Why don't I have to buy them for you?
Because you're here. Oh, it's these.
It's like taking your kid to dinner or out anywhere. Always wants a dad to pay.
Yeah.
Is this for work?
It's for me to use in my calendar.
Oh God, don't tell me you have one of those. The one girl, the one I dated right before you, had one of those calendars where she did her entire life and put little sticky things in there.
The girl before me.
Mm-hmm. What was her name? She's a bartender at that pizza place.
Jennifer or Jessica or...
Yeah, something like that. She had one of those calendars where she categorized or cataloged her entire life And then she got these cute little stickers and things to cut out and put in there, and she makes it every single day. And then she got mad at me for making fun of her.
Yeah, I don't go that far.
But she literally catalogs things, life events, every day of her life, and she's done it for years.
No.
And I just have a really good memory. I can remember stuff from a really long time ago. Ben told me that again today, where I was telling him about the stuff he told me a year and a half ago. He's like, how do you remember it? I'm like, it's just in there, you know? I just remember it. He's like, Jesus Christ, that was so long ago. And he's like, well, that wasn't completely true. And I'm like, well, I know, but I paraphrased it. And he's like, oh, okay. Then yes, what you said is right. I'm not going to explain it in this vlog, but it was pretty interesting. Hey, should we get another dry erase board to hold out the window?
No, we can get one of these.
That's a chalkboard.
Ew, I don't like chalk.
And you drag your nails on it and it makes it go bleh.
Or one of those. They can really categorize our life. Yes.
But we're going to check out and maybe scoot around just a little bit, go home, because I already took my nighttime pills. I gotta take a handful of pills every single night, so I took them before I left. Oh God, eraser pals. So we're gonna do this.
Some of those for work.
Buy diapers, Sharpie. I think you were gonna do diapers again at what, 37?
Nope.
We're doing diapers again, but they're puppy diapers, so it's okay. But we're gonna do this, pay for it, and head home. So see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.